Before we say so long to 2023, let's take a trip back in time to see how this year shaped the Disney parks, for better or for worse. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog, and I am literally in shock that I'm already making this video. Where has 2023 gone? So much has happened across the Disney parks that my brain just feels like mush. So instead of trying to do this all myself, because that sounds daunting, I'm gonna make you do it with me. The TFP team and I put our heads together and we've got the ultimate recap of the entire year to discuss the biggest and the weirdest and the worst stuff to come out of Disney World. Now, again, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. Not everything was sunshine and roses. So we're gonna start with awesome, then we're gonna hit up weird, and then we're gonna go to not so awesome stuff. That way, you're gonna know what to expect when you come to the parks in 2024. From the good to the bad to the ugly and to the good again. So it's always nice to start with the good stuff, right? Fortunately for us, there's lots of good Disney park stuff to look back and reminisce over from this year. We're going to start with the Disney Company's 100th birthday. The Walt Disney Company was founded on October 16th, 1923, meaning that it turned the big 100 this year. And because of that major milestone, the Disney parks celebrated in a ginormous way through Disney 100 Years of Wonder. Disney 100 Years of Wonder impacted all of the Disney parks. New decorations, specialty food and beverages, new experiences, merchandise, and more across the globe. Each destination marked the occasion in their own special way. The heart of the celebration happened in Anaheim, California, at least it started there, inside Disneyland Park. But on September 22nd, Epcot picked up the 100 Years of Wonder torch and began celebrating the momentous occasion too. I'll talk about some of the new stuff to come out of this celebration for Epcot in more detail later on, since it deserves a talking point of its own. But along with the shiny new experiences, Epcot also brought back a beloved favorite, Soarin' over California. Soarin' over California was retired at Epcot in 2016 and eventually replaced with Soarin' Around the World. But it came out of retirement for this celebration to the joy of so many OG Soarin' fans. Now, things also started to feel a little bit more normal. Now, normal might be a strong word for what I'm talking about here, because if we're being 100% truly honest, the parks haven't felt completely normal since 2020. Now, that year did a number on the parks worldwide and made planning Disney trips a whole lot more complicated. And yet, slowly but surely, we've been getting a taste for the familiar again throughout 2023. In Disney World, Disney's hotel guests no longer have to worry about paying for overnight parking. Full character dining returned to Cinderella's Royal Table on February 28th. More buffets like Chef Mickey's at Disney's Contemporary Resort went back to the way they used to operate instead of being family style. Restaurants like Akershus Royal Banquet Hall in Epcot reopened, and sit-down table service restaurants like Garden Grill in Epcot, which used to have hearty breakfast spreads, brought back their morning offerings again. We also had an extreme makeover, Toontown edition. Disneyland took the original Mickey's Toontown concept and improved upon it this year, and we're still not over it. On March 19th, this spruced up area of the park reopened for guests with new interactive areas and polished up rides and tons of space to spread out and explore. But before the rest of Toontown opened, a brand new ride opened, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Disneyland's very own version. This ride opened in Disneyland on January 27th. And while this ride isn't completely new to the Disney sphere of influence because it's been operating over at Hollywood Studios since 2020, the El Capitan Theater as a venue is brand new for all guests. Now, this highly immersive queue walks you through an exhibit of famous Toontown movie props and memorabilia called Mickey Through the Ears. Thanks to all the interactive displays and Easter eggs and movie posters, you'll be able to see seamless evolution of the Mickey cartoon, starting from Steamboat Willie and leading up to the highly stylized Mickey cartoon shorts, which the ride is based around. Now, April in Magic Kingdom did not hold back. We were not ready for how busy April turned out being for Magic Kingdom. For starters, Tron Light Cycle Run opened in Tomorrowland after being under construction for literally years. And before Tron opened in April, Happily Ever After returned to Cinderella Castle as the park's main nighttime spectacular. We weren't sure if we'd see Happily Ever After return after Disney Enchantment replaced it on September 30th, 2021. But sure enough, Disney surprised guests in the best possible way by bringing back the floating lanterns across the castle. There's definitely more to that show show too, but that's what some of us miss the most because Tangled is life. But along with its return, Happily Ever After also received some updates. Now the projections stretch all the way down Main Street, USA, so if you want to see this show in all its entirety, you're better off standing more toward the entrance of the park, though forewarning, the castle projections will be tinier, so you'll have to weigh your options and decide what type of viewing experience you want to prioritize. We kind of like to be right in the middle of Main Street so we can see all of it. If you are planning on going to Magic Kingdom in 2024, then use the DFB team as your personal Jiminy Cricket. We've got a free Magic Kingdom Ultimate Guide that we can send to your email right now if you scan the QR code you see on the screen currently, or if you go to disneyfoodblog.com/mkchecklist. The guide's going to provide you with a handy digital list that you can refer back to before and during your Magic Kingdom trip to make sure you hit all the best parts of this park in 2024. Speaking of the best parts of a park, let's talk about the end of Walcott. After years and years of feeling like a rat in a maze, the construction walls around Epcot's World Celebration area have finally started to come down. And with those vanquished walls, Epcot has a plethora of new things for you to explore during your 2024 visit. Let's take a look around the new Epcot. When you exit Spaceship Earth, the park's icon and centerpiece attraction, you're going to get a crystal clear view of Dreamer's Point, featuring a new statue of Walt Disney, aka Walt the Dreamer, and the World Celebration Gardens, with lots of greenery, plenty of seating, and so many charging outlets, are right there for you. In October, the Journey of Water, inspired by Moana, opened as a lush exploration trail where you could play with magical living water in a highly immersive way. On December 5th, Luminous, the Symphony of Us, became Epcot's brand new nighttime spectacular in honor of the 100 Years of Wonder. The new production takes place on the World Showcase Lagoon, just like Harmonious and Illuminations before it, in an impressive display of fireworks, lasers, music, and light. Let's head overseas for a few amazing openings over there this year, because it's not just the domestic parks that have been keeping busy in 2023. On November 20th, Hong Kong Disneyland opened the highly anticipated World of Frozen area for the first time in forever. Yeah, we had to make that joke. Just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Hong Kong's Zootopia took over Shanghai Disney this December. And while Tokyo Disney Sea's expansion hasn't happened just yet, we did get to learn about when it will happen. Fantasy Springs will be the park's 8th port, bringing with it 3 new lands themed around Peter Pan, Frozen, and Tangled. Each land will include new attractions, restaurants, gift shops, and tons of theming. And you can expect all 3 areas to open on June 6th, along with an amazing hotel. I am very excited to check it out. Now, in 2023, we also had so many new and old friends to meet. Disney really brought on their meet and greet A-game this year. One of the biggest meet and greet experiences to show up on the scene was over at Epcot. Figment started hanging out with guests over at the Imagination Pavilion starting in September, and die-hard Figgy fans rejoiced. Moana also found her way over to both Animal Kingdom and Epcot this year. You can meet Moana at Animal Kingdom in Character Landing on Discovery Island, not too far away from Flame Tree Barbecue. And whenever she's over at Epcot, because she's a quick traveler and can hop between parks pretty easily, you can find her outside the Journey of Water experience. And then Asha, Disney's newest heroine from the movie Wish, also joined Moana in Epcot. Expect to see her out and about near the World Showcase Plaza in the gazebo by the Disney Traders gift shop. Meanwhile, over in Disney California Adventure, we got to witness some awfully unsettling but also super cool fiendish character sightings during the After Hours Oogie Boogie Bash for the Halloween season. This included Yokai, the antagonist from Big Hero 6, and Judge Doom, the antagonist from, surprisingly enough, Roger Rabbit. Judge Doom did not hold back on being absolutely terrifying. He even brought along his hydrofluoric acid to demonstrate it. And speaking of spooks, though this isn't really a character meet and greet per se, we did get to see a fan favorite ghoul materialize in the Haunted Mansion this year at Magic Kingdom. While the Hatbox Ghost has been a happy haunt over at Disneyland's version of the ride for several years now, he decided to make himself a second home in Disney World next to the Endless Hallway. So make sure to hurry back to Liberty Square so you can see this decapitated deviant inside his new humble abode. Okay, let's talk Disney cruise news. Disney parks, move over for just a second and let the Disney Cruise Line have its time to shine because it's been an awfully busy year. On the Disney Magic, 2 new experiences were introduced to passengers, and Encanto Celebration gives cruisers the chance to meet Mirabelle and Bruno, as well as join in on an Encanto sing-along with butterfly and flower crafts galore. You'll also be able to choose from a selection of local Colombian beers, cocktails, mocktails, and sodas. Meanwhile, the Soul Cat Lounge has been designed to look like the Half Note Lounge from Pixar's movie Soul. The space instantly transports you to a classic New York jazz club. Along with new cruise cruise additions in 2023, we learned more about new cruise additions coming in 2024. During the 3-night Disney Magic sailing from Port Canaveral on June 6th to the 9th, passengers are going to be able to travel to Disney's new island destination, Lookout Key on Lighthouse Point, for the first time ever. And at the end of the next year, Disney Cruise Line will be welcoming its 6th ship to the fleet called the Disney Treasure. The Treasure will take its maiden voyage with passengers on December 21st, 2024. While some of the Treasure's experiences will be parallel to what you'll find aboard the Disney Wish, others are brand new, featuring dynamic tales directly inspired by stories like Coco, Moana, Zootopia, and even classic Disney park attractions. Yes, that's right, we are getting a Haunted Mansion lounge, we are getting a Jungle Cruise lounge, we're getting an Epcot themed mega suite. It's gonna be so amazing. And hold up, we also learned more about Disney's 7th ship too. Yep, we sure did. The Disney Adventure will have its home port in Singapore and will be the first Disney Cruise Line ship to sail from Singapore and throughout Southeast Asia. Work on the Disney Adventure is currently underway in Germany, but we're looking forward to sharing further details with you as soon as they're announced. Now let's talk restaurants. We got a bunch of new ones in 2023. It started with the long-awaited Roundup Rodeo Barbecue on March 23rd. While we did enjoy the food here, what we ended up liking even more than that was the colorful rodeo arena atmosphere and the fact that you are a toy, meaning you're gonna have to freeze in place whenever you hear that Andy's coming. Also, the mac and cheese. I really like the mac and cheese. Roundup Rodeo is wildly popular with guests though, so be sure to secure your advanced dining reservations as soon as you can, aka 60 days before your visit. Shiki Sai Sushi Izakaya completely surprised us with an early soft opening on August 15th in Epcot's Japan Pavilion, but we weren't mad about it. This became a really nice addition to the Epcot restaurant lineup with lots of fresh flavors, fantastic service, an expansive menu, and really cool window projections that guarantee a fireworks show if you're lucky enough to sit next to one. The restaurant also switches up its decor each season to reflect the different Japanese festivals. Over in Disneyland, Tiana's Palace opened in New Orleans Square this past August, replacing the former French Market restaurant. Overall, we enjoyed the grub from this Princess and the Frog themed quick service, with some of the biggest highlights being the beignets, of course, the spicy house gumbo, the cornbread, and those incredible house-made pickles. And then we capped off the year with 2 new Disney Springs restaurants, Summer House on the Lake and Eat. Summer House on the Lake is a table service with lots of different eats to choose from, pizzas, pastas, sandwiches, you name it, plus that awesome cookie bar. Meanwhile, Eat is a quick service location serving shareable Indian-inspired cuisine like walking tacos, chicken tikka naan pizza, and build your own bowls for those who love to customize their orders to make sure they're exactly how they want them to be. We also learned about a new restaurant that'll be coming to Magic Kingdom sometime in the future, but we'll talk more about that later on. How's that for a cliffhanger? Now, guess what? We've got a great dining resource for you to use when planning your next Disney World trip, and that resource is our DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining. We wrote this multi-part ebook after decades of visiting Disney World, and we can help you take some of that vacation planning stress off your shoulders for 2024 and beyond. Just head over to dfbstore.com and pick up your copy today. Be sure to type in code YouTube to save some money on your total purchase, and remember, this is a 100% money-back guarantee. You don't like it? Doesn't work for you? No problem. Just let us know. Okay, moving on to that Big Hero 6 takeover. Get ready, Baymax fans, because this lovable healthcare companion is on the loose over in California. San Fransokyo Square officially opened in Disney California Adventure on August 31st, replacing the former Pacific Wharf area. In this reimagined land, you can chow down on refreshed dining experiences, buy merch at new shopping locations, and of course, line up for a Baymax meet and greet. Something we just saw in here was really fun, kind of Japanese signs in the Ghirardelli, because that's now part of San Fransokyo Square. So I love that it's even very subtly moving that in the same direction. Now, this next one is a biggie, so we're going to turn it into a 2-parter. On September 8th to the 10th, Destination D23 took place inside Disney's Contemporary Resort, and we learned way more about what Disney has in store for the future than we thought we were going to learn. First off, a new Pirates of the Caribbean tavern was announced for Magic Kingdom. This pirate-themed area, according to Disney, will be a first-of-its-kind dining experience that will extend the story of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. In Animal Kingdom, the Tree of Life will be getting a new show to replace its Tough to Be a Bug. The total retheme of the attraction is going to feature characters and environments directly from Disney's animated film Zootopia. Now, is this 1,000%, 100%, 1,000% sure that it's going to happen? No, I mean, nothing's 1,000% sure until Disney actually opens it, but this feels pretty solid. And over in Epcot, Test Track will be completely reimagined and pull its new design influences from the former World of Motion attraction, which used to be where Test Track is now, of course. Now, World of Motion, one of my very, very favorite rides. It vies with Horizons for my favorite ride of 80s Epcot, so I'm pretty excited about that. Now, for the time being, we don't have any exact dates for when these new updates and additions are going to be put in motion. We'll be sure to keep you in the loop once we hear more. And Hollywood Studios took one look at Magic Kingdom's very merry Christmas party and decided it was ready to do some after-hours holiday partying of its own. Jollywood Nights was a separately ticketed event this year that made its grand debut, bringing with it unique music and entertainment, exclusive snacks, rare meet and greets, complimentary PhotoPass photos, and much shorter ride lines. This event initially received some mixed feedback from guests. While folks did enjoy dressing up in their Hollywood holiday best and riding A-tier attractions that usually have 60-minute lines during the day, lines for other experiences like food and characters got pretty intense. So while we did enjoy ourselves, the DFB team agreed that Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party still remains as the after-hours champion for 2023, especially since Very Merry also debuted its new Frozen Holiday Surprise stage show this year in front of the castle, which was lovely. Short, yes, but lovely. Before we jump into the worst of times, let's take a detour. A bizarre detour. There were events that happened this year in both Disney World and Disneyland that straight up felt like a fever dream. Back in September, half of Magic Kingdom had to close after a literal bear got into Magic Kingdom. Nope, not a country bear, a bear. As in a legit black bear who decided she wanted to see why all the humans thought this place was such a big deal and just barged on in to have the best day ever. Fortunately, the black bear was safely returned and released into the Ocala National Forest in Marion County, which is about 90 minutes away from Disney World. You just know that bear is bragging to all her bear friends about the adventures she had this year, because that's what I'd be doing if I were a bear. Just a couple of months later, over in Disneyland, a more disturbing situation took place. Yes, more disturbing than a wild bear in Magic Kingdom. So get ready. On November 26th, the guests on It's a Small World at Disneyland Resort were stuck for an extended period of time, and then one guest decided to exit the boat and cause a scene, as in full-on nakedness. Yeah, the Los Angeles Magazine reported that Disney security was assisted by the Anaheim police with this situation. They said the 26-year-old offender was hospitalized and then arrested for indecent exposure and being under the influence. Both of these situations are absolutely out of the norm for the Disney parks, but the main lesson we can take away here is that, well, anything can happen during your trip. Literally anything, apparently. So make sure your schedule is flexible just in case an unexpected situation happens that puts a dent in your well-crafted plans. Now, it's time to switch gears in a pretty drastic way. But don't worry, even through Disney's worst times in 2023, we've still been able to track down silver linings that'll help you as you plan your future vacations throughout next year. So all good things must come to an end, including 18-month-long celebrations. Disney World's 50th anniversary celebration officially kicked off on Magic Kingdom's 50th birthday, October 1st, 2021. I remember it well. There was a lot of blue food. And it lasted until March 31st of this year. Yeah, you think you know someone who likes to drag their birthday celebrations out? Disney World celebrated their major milestone for over a year and a half. Yep, the 50th anniversary did overstay its welcome just a little bit, but when it ended, we were still sad to see other limited time offerings disappear along with it, like exclusive merchandise, the Cinderella Castle decor, the nighttime spectaculars over in Epcot and Magic Kingdom, but mostly Epcot since we were too excited celebrating Happily Ever After's return when Disney Enchantment went away, and most of the 50th anniversary treats, aside from the ones that decided to linger on the menus just a little bit longer, like the fan favorite Tropical Serenade that's still at Aloha Isle, thank goodness. But much like we've already talked about, there was still plenty of celebrating going on throughout 2023, thanks to the Disney Company's 100-year anniversary. Let the partying commence. Now, on April 22nd, something terrible happened during Disneyland's nighttime spectacular, Fantasmic. Remember how we referred to things burning down? Well, the fire-breathing Maleficent dragon unexpectedly caught on fire, causing the show to end abruptly. Fortunately, nobody was hurt and the fire department was able to quickly extinguish the flames, but the damage done to the show itself was not as quick of a fix, so Fantasmic and Disneyland remain closed for the remainder of the year. But this story does have a happy ending. Recently, Disney announced that Fantasmic would be returning to California on May 24th, 2024. That being said, the show won't be like it was before. Since Maleficent was completely destroyed in the fire, Disney has decided to permanently retire the dragon from the West Coast Parks show. This means there will be no Maleficent dragon animatronic when the show returns, as far as we know. So we're not sure what the alternative ending of this show is going to end up looking like, but we're still looking forward to seeing Mickey and foes duke it out across the rivers of America. All right, here's that part 2 I promised you. And depending on where you stand, the future is either going to be looking bright for Disney's Orlando parks or dim. So let's pick this point back up in Animal Kingdom, where the fate of Dinoland USA has pretty much 99% been sealed. Disney announced that Dinoland USA will be closing to make way for new lands themed around, potentially, the tropical Americas. If Disney goes forward with this plan, then the featured attractions and details here will more than likely pull from Encanto and Indiana Jones. While this may be exciting for some, others may be devastated by the fact that good old Dinoland and all its kitschy, quirky glory is gonna be extinct. Meanwhile, over in Magic Kingdom, the classic animatronic show Country Bear Jamboree is receiving a major update and learning an all-new act inspired by the classic variety shows found in Nashville, Tennessee. While some guests are welcoming this update with open arms, others are more hesitant about the fact that Disney's planning on changing one of the last attractions that Walt Disney himself was directly involved in creating. However, Disney has assured guests that the music's going to be amazing and the show will still have the fun and friendly tone that we all love about the Country Bears. Speaking of Magic Kingdom, Disney's been teasing that huge expansion beyond Big Thunder Mountain for the past couple of years, and the suspense is frankly killing us. While there's been a lot of back and forth about what this area is actually going to become, there's been some talk so far about a potential Coco-themed area or a land strictly for the Disney villains. In general, the idea of a Magic Kingdom expansion would help distribute the crowds and bring exciting additions to the park. But despite Disney teasing us about this now, we may not see a major Magic Kingdom expansion or even a major Animal Kingdom expansion until years on down the road. CEO Bob Iger mentioned that the Disney company's 10-year plan will focus on smaller, gradual increases first before moving on to those bigger projects. So that huge amount of money that they're going to be investing in expansions in the parks may not hit the domestic parks until, 2027, 2028? So I'll be sure to keep you updated with whatever I hear, if either or both of these projects ends up kicking off faster than we expect them to. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Now, this next one is kind of a rough one. After its big 2022 debut on March 1st, the highly immersive Galactic Star Cruiser experience, the Star Wars Hotel, made its final voyage only a little over a year later, officially wrapping up on September 30th, 2023. I won't get into all the extensive details over what exactly happened to force this Star Wars experience to close so soon after its initial launch, since we already have a whole video detailing that if you want to check it out when you get the chance to. But what I will say is that a good chunk of its downfall wasn't because this place failed to be cool, because it really was very cool. But it boils down to the high price tag, which was over $5,000 for one room for 2 nights, as well as the super niche audience base, which really only included Star Wars fans and ultra Disney fans. But Disney hasn't written Galactic Star Cruiser off as a complete failure. Disney stated that they've learned a great deal from this experience and are planning to create future experiences that can reach more guests and fans later on down the line. So we're waiting to see what they're going to do with that building, what they're going to do with all the stuff inside the building. We'll find out. There's still a chance to immortalize this groundbreaking experience if you're still wanting to do so. We've still got a limited supply of Star Cruiser Farewell Voyage t-shirts and sweatshirts currently featured on the dfbstore.com website, which come in different sizes and colors to fit exactly the style you're looking for. Now, in October, we had to face the music once more. Disneyland and Disney World upped their prices again for hundreds of different theme park purchases. In Disneyland, that included Magic Keyholder passes, Genie Plus add-ons, and regular ticket costs. Meanwhile, Disney World was hit with price hikes for many of its restaurants, including popular character dining experiences like Cinderella's Royal Table and Chef Mickey's, as well as Memory Maker, theme park parking for those who aren't staying at a Disney-owned hotel, and annual passes. Price hikes can be discouraging, especially if you've already been saving for your dream Disney trip and all of a sudden everything costs more. It's like a sucker punch. The DFB team and I want to help out as much as we can, which is why we got several budgeting videos out now on our YouTube channel filled with tips on not only how to save money for your next Disney trip, but where you can track down deals and discounts and price-cutting hacks too. And I hate to say it, but we're going to probably expect some more price increases next year. We see them every year, and they happen usually at the beginning of the year, so around February, and then again in October. On January 23rd in Magic Kingdom and May 31st in Disneyland, Splash Mountain took one last plunge into the laughing place before closing forever. Granted, we had to get the sad stuff out of the way in 2023 to make way for the exciting stuff to come in 2024 because the log flume itself isn't actually going away for good. Nope, instead it's getting a major re-theme to make it into a Princess and the Frog-themed attraction called Tiana's Bayou Adventure. The storyline of the new ride is going to pick up where the Princess and the Frog movie left off, but this time we're going to be in New Orleans for Carnival season, where Tiana's getting ready to throw a party for all of her friends. Tiana's Bayou Adventure is set to open later in 2024, so we've still got quite a bit of time before we experience this new journey. Regardless, as excited as we are to see Tiana and Louis and Naveen and all the rest of the Princess and the Frog cast come together for this new experience, I know many folks were heartbroken to see a childhood favorite ride say so long rather than see you real soon. But if you ever get a little homesick for Brer Rabbit and company, take comfort in knowing there's still a version of Splash Mountain over in Tokyo Disneyland, complete with its very own Splash Mountain themed quick service restaurant. Now, much like our final voyage shirts in honor of the Galactic Star Cruiser, we've also got our Splash Mountain tees that pay respect to the former members of the Briar Patch Band. Again, these shirts have customizable colors, cuts, and styles to make sure you'll be just as comfy as you are nostalgic. So, are you intimidated by all of these changes? Don't be. After all, you don't have to get a doctorate degree in Disney resorts in order to stay at them. Actually, if you want to pass off the vacation planning workload to someone else, head over to the agents at Small World Vacations because they know just which Disney hotels will be best for your family and they know how to save you money on your stay too, at no extra cost for you. So if you want to reach out to the Small World team, I'll link their info down in the description for you. And just like that, we got another full year of Disney parks in the books. We've been doing this a long time, y'all. So I think this is we started this in 2009. So this is year 14 for us. We're going to celebrate our 15th anniversary for Disney Food Blog next year. That's exciting. Anyway, keep tuning back here with us next year and we can continue exploring the Disney parks right alongside you and make sure you're prepped and ready for whatever curveballs Disney's throwing our way. Don't forget to download that free Magic Kingdom guide we mentioned earlier over at disneyfoodblog.com/mkchecklist. That's our New Year's gift to you. And from all of us here at DFB, we wish you a very happy holiday. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.